Now I'm just hanging out in this cabin right here and something is odd about this airplane. Why am I seeing 1, 2, 3 engines on the wing? Oh no, I did a thing again. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome aboard the Antonov An-225. But not any version, a passenger version of it. But not any version, a passenger version of it. Oh, what a great idea. I mean, we all know the biggest plane in the world, right? The Antonov An-225, a heavy cargo transport airplane, which sadly was destroyed by the Russians almost 4 years ago at the Antonov airport in Ukraine. Yep, this was the only plane ever built, and as you can see, here it is in its original condition as a cargo transport airplane. It's a weird thought knowing that I have never seen this plane in real life, and chances are I'm never going to see it ever. I mean, yes, ever since it was destroyed, the Ukrainians had the intention to complete a second Antonov An-225, but building that would just cost $500 million. Hey, let's stay optimistic and say maybe they're gonna actually build another Antonov An-225. And you know what, my idea is, why don't we, turn this international cargo transporter into an international airliner with tons of seats? And this is what we're going to figure out today, because I have once again built this, the Antonov Airliner. I really wonder how many seats have I been able to put into this aircraft. I mean, we after all have 3 decks, which is very interesting. And well, we can only check out the interior of this airplane here from the cockpit. Now, I will say my modeling skills today really weren't good. I put this together in like half an hour, so it's not necessarily great. And here we are on the top deck indeed, which is actually a bit restricted by size, and I've kind of messed this up. Here we can go down onto the second deck, which looks a lot nicer with this beautiful economy cabin right here. Yep. Down the window, we can see one of the 3 engines per wing, and we can go down these stairs right here, just like they have on the 747. It's actually the same model, and the door doesn't work, it doesn't matter. And here we are on the lowest deck. And because this is a high-wing aircraft, of course, we're below the 3 engines. Well, 6 engines in total. So we have tons and tons of space, but to properly examine that, I've quickly reduced the transparency of the fuselage, and we can now see what's up. Actually, I've just realized we can't really see a lot here. Let me just make the full fuselage of the airplane completely transparent. Okay, this looks a little bit weird now, but hey, this gives us a great look at what the interior of the Antonov 225 could like if we maxed out the space usage. Obviously, in the front, we have the cockpit, immediately followed by the upper deck once again. We then have tons of business class seats. Yeah, the actual money makers of airlines. Of course, we have tons of lavatories as well. We indeed have 90 business class seats, which is all right. I mean, the Airbus A380 has pretty much an equal amount of business class seats as well. But of course, the most amount of people will be in the economy class seats. It's quite a lot of them, but there's a bit of an issue that I found, kind of merely designing this airplane in a very bad manner. Under these AirPods right here, there would be the wings. So that means you couldn't actually put a cabin here. That would not be possible. And also, I found massive issues trying to at all squeeze a cabin in here. As you can see, this is scaled down just to show you on the upper deck, you would not have a lot of space at all. I mean, this is, by the way, what it's supposed to look like in the cabin, and this is how small it really is. This is kind of like a A320 size, but you could make a 3-story Antonov indeed. I want to really have a seat count now. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. I've counted overall 109 rows of economy. Just economy, and that's actually quite insane, but that's really the most I've been able to fit into this aircraft. And if we count them all together, after all, we have an insane 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 abreast seat. We have an overall seat count of 962. Oh, I know, big planes are kind of not cool anymore because they don't really make money. How'd you find a route that could properly and reliably fill up 1,000 people? You probably won't. This is why long-range planes have been getting rather smaller than bigger. But still, this is extremely cool. We could fit 1,000 people into this airplane. The question is, would it fly? I mean, we're talking weight-wise. Just empty. The plane weighs 100 tons more now with this airliner variant, so 330 1,000 kilograms than the rather lighter 285,000 kilograms of the cargo variant. So that's the problem, but how much would 1,000 people weigh, including baggage? The baggage, we have to kind of improvise where we load that. As you can see, we've kind of used the whole space this plane could offer. It's like down here with especially the big landing gear mechanism, that is a bit close even. We can't load any luggage down here, which we normally would. We would have to try the nose of the airplane, which is merely impossible, and loading up the tail of this airplane. We'd have to come up with a brand new design to do that. So we just asked ChatGPT what 962 passengers, including 20 kilograms of baggage, would weigh. If we assume like a fat people, flight to America, 90 kilograms, it's 100 tons, which the Antonov will love. We can easily load 100 tons into this airplane. After all, we can weigh 640 tons. It's incredible. And we can even like load up proper amounts of fuel and it doesn't matter. Weight-wise, performance-wise, this plane would not struggle to be a proper 1,000 people airliner at all, which is great. We can fly for 15 hours. Absolutely incredible. Can I just please have my wing back? Thank you. Now, we're close to maximum weight anyway, with like a proper load of people. So let's see how this airplane flies. And I think this is where we could meet some restrictions, right? Let's go full power into this airplane. By the way, yeah, this model overall is just not great. I mean, the cockpit in real life would look like this, which is that's a crazy cockpit. I wonder if they would re-engineer the entire airplane if they were to rebuild this plane. But let's go take off. So release the brakes. The giant airliner's taking off, and it looks just so huge that it's like, it doesn't look like it's moving, you know, just like this large airliner effect this airplane is like suffering from. It seems as though we need a little bit of a longer runway than we have here at Sedona. I don't even know why I tried to fly here. Yeah, come on though. We can lift the nose gear up very top. Not really, can we? This just won't work. Well, great. I mean, of course, the A380 wouldn't work here either. And we died. Yeah. Okay, let's maybe use an international airport. This is Frankfurt airport. And well, now the airplane still looks large, right? I mean, the wings overhang the runway. Pretty crazy. Now, let's see how this airplane flies like now. If you're generally wondering, well, Swiss, why don't they actually do this? I mean, you could turn this plane into an airliner. They just never will. This plane just will never make money. It was designed in the 70s and 80s. It's ancient. We've got 6 engines right here. Maintenance nightmare, fuel use nightmare. This plane really ever was for special cargo operations, but no one probably ever made money on this. I can pretty much assure you, and they never will. It's all just about legacy. This is an absolutely stupid concept. Let me just go ahead and see if we can take off now. So we need quite a few knots, and we're not really gaining knots very quickly, I will say. So like 140. Let's see if we can already leave the ground. No, we can't. You know what? Maybe I kind of underestimated how much this airplane can safely carry. Because this just doesn't look like we're going to do a safe takeoff. Now, yes, we're fully loaded, but like that needed the entire runway. This is a 4-kilometer long runway, and my computer is dying because of this plane being so big. Let's go ahead and get the landing gear up now, which does look interesting. I mean, just servicing those millions of main landing gear would be a bit of a chaotic situation, but let's go ahead and put that up again. And people in the middle deck in the business class section, they can now enjoy the view of three why can I go through 3 engines? Sorry. Look at this. Doesn't this look interesting? And I think we're crashing. All right, we're not. Now, flying this plane must be genuinely annoying. You don't have lots of diversion airports either. And can you imagine trying to just board 3 levels of cabin? That would take hours. You would need specialized ground equipment for 3 doors levels right here. Absolutely insane. Unless you're like brave enough to just use the front cargo door. Which we won't. I mean, the truth about commercial air service is kind of like, you know, with phones. Remember back in the day where phones tried to be as small as possible until people realized that it's kind of stupid. And so now they're making them bigger and bigger. As big as possible, really. The reversing thing happened with airplanes. That is for sure. I mean, we're flying. Let's try to see if we can do a landing down here in Corfu. Yeah, no, this airport would have never thought that it would have 1,000 people arrive at the same time. And like the kill-death ratio in like a case of a crash would be absolutely crazy. That's a weird thought. You know what, my hope for this one is that this plane won't have that many issues landing, right? I mean, we've got so many brakes. We've got 6 reverse thrusters available. We can slow down nicely as well. And then flare the airplane to make a nice smooth landing, please. Oh yeah, I guess that was quite smooth, ladies and gentlemen. Let's go ahead and see if we can come to a stop now. Full power? Yes, ladies and gentlemen, with the help of huge spoilers as well, we're definitely able to stop. Just, we need like the whole runway of an airport. Always. But not too shabby at all, everybody. The Antonov Airliner is something that will never happen, even though it's theoretically possible, as we saw today. So thank you guys so much for watching this video, and I'll see you guys tomorrow as always. Good night. The special thanks goes out to my members, my supporters, Guns Killer, R27, James Duram, that dude, Anime Gods of Gaming, Derek, Insider Plane, Nishijitsu Fanner, Professional Jamal, Ryland Williams, and New the York. You've got beautiful names.